All right, before I get into the charts for Monday, January 8th, just a quick reminder, we've got a free webinar this Thursday. And there's a graphic for it right there. It shows you the Thursday, January 11th, 7:30 Eastern Time. And it's going to be about fear. You know, fear of losing money, fear of being wrong, fear of failure, fear of pushing the buy button. There's tons of fears involved in trading. So I think one of my biggest was fear of pushing the buy button earlier in my career, because I would take so many trades and be red immediately. And once you're red in it, you take a trade and you're red immediately. First thing that happened with me was I felt like an idiot. And then I started thinking all these other things like, well, I don't want to take a loss, so I'll just hold and hope. That's another one of our free webinars. Go dig through our free webinars. I'll show you how to get to them in a minute. But then I would think, well, I could just be a genius and buy more lower and lower my average cost basis and so on. So everything I do now is kind of born out of that. I hated being red in a stock immediately. So I decided that I needed to only take trades that should work immediately. And that's really what our entire course was born out of, was learning those entries, and then obviously everything else is money management, how to scale out, how to trade properly, and so on. But that was my biggest bugaboo. I hated being red immediately in a stock, because then all these other things came into play. So now every time I take a trade, it's green immediately or I'm out, right? So I'm literally never underwater in a stock probably more than 2 minutes at any given time. And I love that. And if that fits your personality, shoot me an email. I'll try to help you with what we do, okay? So there's the info on the webinar. If you want to register, again, it's Thursday, January 11th, 7:30. If you want to register, there's a couple ways to do it. One, I'll slide this over. You can go to daytraderwayne.com. That's my partner that we built our trading course together. Go to www.daytraderwayne.com. This is the homepage. Click on blog, and then this very top one there, Fear the Week One Jinx. Go to read more. And great, by the way, don't just do that. Read all of his blogs. They're just fantastic. All right, absolutely great stuff for aspiring traders. But anyway, click on that, Fear the Week One Jinx, and there'll be a link to register for this week's webinar there. You can go to my homepage, greatstockpicks.com, and scroll down from the homepage. Put your email address in here and submit, and you'll get a video with one of my favorite trade setups, and you'll be added to our email list. And we put the link to this video, the nightly watch list videos, out in there. And anytime we run a special offer or something, it'll be in there too. And every link to our free webinars are always in those emails too. So there's a couple ways to kind of get involved and a little bit more familiar with what we do. Showing you the SPY chart here. Just on fire, right? Just on fire. All-time highs. Feels like it has been every day for the last 4 days, I think. Here's what I'm watching for Monday. Now keep in mind, when I have a watch list video, I'm not trying to find you charts that I think are going to go up 12 to 15% this year, so this is a good time to nibble. Everything I do is based on, can I make money in these charts tomorrow, right? The next trading day. I'm in cash every night, so keep that in mind. Don't email me and say, well, this chart doesn't have this. I'm looking for possible setups on an intraday basis tomorrow when you see these charts. So VSI is Vitamin Shop, and just a long base here, and it's breaking out of the base. Nice extra little jump in volume there on Friday. Maybe we get a red to green or something like that. I don't ever like to chase stuff, and so if you think about it this way, this thing's average daily range is, God knows, 20 cents, 25 cents. On Friday, it went from 460 to 545. So that's a huge range for this stock, and so we don't want to become chasers tomorrow. But it did close strong, so sometimes you get a red to green. Usually when you see something like this on watch, I'd like to watch it for the next few days. A lot of times you get a 1 day or 2 day pullback and then another move. So anyway, we'll start watching it tomorrow. CYTX got some, I want to say, like, I'm going by memory here from Friday. I want to say it's got like a $5 price target put on it on Friday. And keep in mind, when Friday started, this was 27 cents. But it did have nice volume spike there. So I think that's worth watching all week with a big target like that put on it. CNET was that monster one on Thursday that went from 276 to 1190. A lower volume pullback on Friday sometimes you get a third day play, so this is already worth watching. I'd like to see it come down another day, and then it'd be a really, really clean setup. But definitely going to watch it on Monday because sometimes you just need one red day and the thing gets going again. YGE got some extra volume probably, and I don't know, but it's it's a Chinese stock, and people were looking for the next the next CNET, right? So I don't know if that's what spiked it or if they actually had news, but it went from like 168 to 283 on an intraday basis before settling in at 211. Really big volume for this stock, so it's worth watching all week. Ren, pretty decent setup here. Had a big 2-day move, and now 2 days lower on lower volume than the big day, and it's down into that what we call the buy zone between the 20 and 8-day moving average. I don't know. I'm gonna watch this one for a bounce, only with a low risk setup. Be careful with it. Kind of a tricky trader, but absolutely worth watching. NETE is a little bit of a weird chart because it's one of those. They had a crypto announcement that just drove it crazy, and then now you've got a lower high and another lower high, but you are a few days lower back into that buy zone we talk about between the 8 and the 20. So if there's any kind of crypto movement tomorrow, NETE is certainly one to watch. All right, CHCI. I believe this is a low-priced home builder and had a huge move from like in a day and a half, went from 127 to almost $4, and now you've got a lower high, lower high, lower high, hitting the 200-day from above. This one might be ready to turn back up tomorrow. It's worth watching. CVO, I like this chart a lot. You had this big spike to $1.60 here on big volume. Then it went into just really, really great, formed really great support, right? For an attempted little breakout here that was thwarted and right back down, but closed pretty strong on Friday. Really like this setup, so this one's one to watch. A couple more. KBSF, very low float stock, had a huge move back here. Lower high, a little bit of extra volume and a pretty strong close for this thing. And I view like these lower highs as potential secondary catalysts that if broken might lead to even higher prices. So Friday's high was 539. It closed right at 5. Certainly interesting if it can get over Friday's high. It's one to watch. Be careful with it. Very low float stock. And then GCAP is in that range, right? But this one, I talked about this on Friday's video, that it gets really nice moves. On an intraday basis. You can see here. Let me go to 15s. I think it gives you a little bit better view. You had a really nice pop here, and then a couple of here, and then let me go to Friday. And that's why we were watching it, right? And it's had some good crypto stories behind it lately. And that being said, with it being a nice mover, really nice setup on Friday. Look at this. Put in an early high of 958. Lower high, then this really tight consolidation. I got in the chat room and told everybody this one looked really interesting to me and it was worth watching. And then guess what? Volume spike comes in and I called it long at 948. I almost have to go to ones to show you, but I'd already, the thing I like about this is I didn't just like hit all of a sudden hit everybody with, oh, by the way, guys, I took GCAP at 9, right here at 950 something, and nobody knew I was watching it, and people then had to clamor to decide if they wanted to chase it. Our chat room isn't like that. Put it on watch before the pop. Told everybody in the room, I like this one. Let's watch it, kind of over this consolidation. And then this volume came in, and remember, it makes really nice moves. So this one was super interesting. The reason I called it at 948 was massive volume came in. I'll try to go to 1-minute candles and see if you can see it. Well, you can kind of see it right here. Look at this. So it was already on notice. Then all of a sudden this massive, and believe me, this isn't my room. I don't have 1,000 people in my room. I'm not one of those chat rooms, right? We're just serious traders that all work together. So all of a sudden this massive volume comes in, and you've got potential catalyst here, and the half, sometimes half and whole numbers can be catalysts, and then a high of day break will probably push this to 10 was my thinking, right? And look what happened. So it was already on watch. Then the massive volume comes in, and people in the room started posting, "Hey, GCAP getting volume." So really, anyone could have had it anywhere in here. And then I was on the mic and said, "Hey, I like this GCAP right here as what we call a Tokyo play." God, I can't even happen so fast. So called it long right there. But again, it was already on people's radar. Some people were probably buying it on this volume spike. And I got long, tried to get size and got a partial fill, right? Right there, and it broke the half. And just like we anticipated, broke the high of day. And then just like we anticipated, let me switch to fives now. Volume came in, and then it flagged again, and then worked its way up to $10 before selling off at the end of the day. So I got an afternoon $1,000 out of this move, on top of the great calls from the room already in the morning. So it was a good day. January's been fantastic so far, and I have no reason to anticipate anything other than some great trade setups going forward. The market's been fantastic. So anyway, the reason I point out GCAB now, I didn't mean to go into too much detail on Friday's trades, but this one's certainly interesting because it had nice volume on Friday, and it's really kind of forming a range here. So let's keep this one on watch as well. We're going to add some gappers in the pre-market to this watch list, and should be plenty of money to be made on Monday. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and we'll see everybody on Monday.